this going. I think I could put these up a little bit. Maybe not. This thing wants to cooperate or not. I don't know. See if I got anybody. Hey everyone. Right here. Gotta wait till everybody gets here before I start doing anything. Oh. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Where's Matt? Matt's still on vacation. Matt comes back, I think, this Saturday, but then leaves again on Sunday. So you still got a few more weeks of just me, so you're gonna have to deal with it. Ugh. It is hot. We're in triple digits all week this week, and it's pretty miserable at work because of that. I'm ready for a little bit cooler weather. I'm a summer guy, but I like a little bit cooler weather. Not this triple digit stuff. Let's see what else is on. Everything kind of ready while we let more people get on. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, cool. So I'll go ahead and kind of get started and stalking around. So this is clutch number 16. There was 7 eggs, 1 slug. As you can see, there's still 7 eggs. So pretty good on that. Pairing on this was Bumblebee to Calico. So our big Bumblebee female to the Calico male. So really we're looking for things. It's not Olympus Reptile. You're probably right on that for sure. So pairings, the Bumblebee to Calico, looking for calibees, some more Calico Bumblebees. I'd really like to have Calico strong throughout this. Pastel and Spider are nice, but with Calico they're much, much better. So really hoping to hit that Calico pretty strong. Matt is out committing crimes now that he's retired. Yeah, probably. So I haven't really done an egg cutting before by myself to where I don't have someone holding the camera. So we will figure out how I'm going to do this as I go on, I guess. It's going to be kind of a learning thing. Oh, thanks, Dennis. I don't know about that. I know I pretty much suck at social media. In fact, this is actually day, like, when I say, I think it was day 58. I had looked at the dates wrong, and for some reason I thought this was only day 53 and still had a couple days, but I double checked, and yeah, I probably should have cut them basically the same time as the last cut because we cut them a little early, but that's okay. So I don't have a way. Does this, let me try to see if this does any kind of angling. This is a new stand, and it doesn't look like it's gonna bend like I want it to. What's the pairing? Pairing is Bumblebee to Calico. Let me try and adjust something to see if it will turn the way I want it to. Thanks, Dennis. I don't know. It's something. This not having Matt thing. No, so it's not gonna the old phone camera, you could bend it to where it faces down, so I can only hold it. So I guess I'll kind of talk while I cut an egg and then show you that egg and then go back to talking, cut another egg, and go that way, I guess would be the best way to do this. And then at the end, I'll kind of show all the eggs all at once again. So I guess it's not the most ideal way to do it, but unfortunately with the stand that I have, thanks, Hyperspace. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm gonna give you that one. That's a good one. I'm gonna refrain from some more jokes and taking that further. I'm gonna just go ahead and leave that one where it's at. All right, so we cut our first one. I'll go ahead and get this flipped around. So first one, as you can kind of see, if I can get it the lighting right, I'm gonna bet this comes out calico, but right now I'm just gonna leave it as a normal, but I'm gonna bet that turns out to be calico. Just from what I'm seeing, there's a little bit of a lighter color and some white coming up the front, but it could end up being a normal. So that was egg number one. Again, we're looking for some calico bumblebees. That is the goal, just because I think they're some of the prettiest, just simple 3-gene combos that you can make. Also trying to keep track of all the messages that come across. This is much more difficult when there's just one person. If Matt was coming like home tomorrow, I would have just waited. But he's not, so I'm going to get these guys going. And this one also looks nice and good and healthy. Turn the camera around. So we've got, and this one I can almost guarantee is going to come out calico. You can kind of see where the whitish gray pink color comes in. That starts to turn white as they get older. So far I'm confident on one being calico. The other one I think is maybe just normal, but could turn out calico. So missing out on the pastels, missing out on the spiders. I'd like to have those with the calico, because calibees are just some of the best looking snakes, in my opinion. Just simple, doesn't need a recessive. There's not a lot. I mean, maybe Orange Dream, but there is not a lot that I would add to it. Oh, that's actually a really nice snake. So let me turn this one. This one's going to be incredibly high white, actually. I like this one. So what we have for sure, calico. And it may just be that, because the only other thing it could be is spider. It's not that, and it doesn't really look yellow. So this might be just a straight high white calico. I would expect way more white for there to be, or way more yellow for it to be pastel. If I can get it to focus. It's not going to want to focus all that great. But, yeah, that's a really nice calico too. So far the calico odds I think we're hitting pretty strong. I'd like to have some pastels and some spiders in there just because those look even better. See if I've missed anything while I was doing that. So far, no. Anyone have any cool clutches or anything going on lately? I've been kind of out of the loop on Discord and stuff. I've been pretty cooped up trying to make sure nothing falls apart over here on this end while Matt's gone. All right, that's what I wanted to see. So this is going to turn out to be a really nice one too. Actually, probably one of my favorites. Incubator's Empty Will. For the year, or are you going to got some more coming? So this one's really nice. For sure, spider. I think there's some pastel in there. But spider calico for sure. Probably pastel, but that is an incredibly high white. Incredibly high white. That's just insane. I'm mind blown. I can't wait for that one to come out, actually. Again, sorry that we're having to do it this way. The new way handle we have for the phone just isn't that great. So we're kind of stuck at doing it this way until Matt comes back. Ultrasounds looking so much easier. Yes. We used to do ultrasounds at the zoo, and I tried to stay out of that because it's difficult. All right, so make sure this guy looks really good. Takes practice. It does. Ultrasounding is not my strong suit. Thank goodness for Anna. So this is for sure just a calico spider. Which makes me think this one is probably going to have pastel in it, but it's going to be, I mean, that one's really gorgeous. But this one's also really pretty too. Again, for sure 3 calicos, maybe 4 calicos. And this one may, so So far, 4 of 5 on calico. That's pretty good. I hope to continue to hit calicos. I don't want to be. We technically should be done. Maybe one more, but I hope we keep it going because these are some really nice calicos too. I have a 5-liter jug of ultrasound gel though. Yeah. Once you find the gallbladder, it's easy. Yeah, I struggle with that stuff. I'm sure it takes a lot of time. Oh, this one was a full one. Oh man. We are killing it on the calicos, as there is another really high white calico, probably pastel. It's hard to really tell without seeing a head. And there's also just so much white. So we've got a couple really nice calicos that are going to be coming out. I'm really excited to watch these guys come out. And again, that's not something like excited. You know, these aren't going to be like $8,000 snakes, $4,000 snakes. They're only going to be a couple $100. But sometimes, I mean, you don't need to make a lot of money off them. It's all about how they look, right? Because these guys are going to age well. Whereas you pay, you know, $7,000 for a 14 gene snake that's going to brown out and you're not going to be able to know what all is in it by the time it's, you know, a couple months old. Sometimes gene stacking isn't always the answer. All right, so this one I think is also kind of looking around. For sure spider, and I think calico is going to come out in there as well. Which, if that's the case, we really hit on the calico here. So, for sure spider, possibly calico. That is calico, maybe pastel. I mean, that's a stunner of an animal. This is also going to be a stunner. Spider, calico, probably pastel. I think this is just straight calico. I don't see anything that's making me think there's pastel in that, and obviously no spider. Over here is a spider, possibly calico, but I'm not really sure on that. I'll have to wait till it comes out. This, I think, is actually going to end up being a normal, and this is a calico. So a lot of calico. Calico came through on, I think, 3, 4, 6 of the 7 eggs. Got spider in 3 of them. That's about right. Pastel doesn't look too heavy. I think I maybe have 1 or 2. Let me try and fix this so it's a little more straight for you guys. So all in all, not a terrible clutch. Everything's healthy, right? So that's always important. Nothing that I can see that's going to be an issue. These all look like big babies. These eggs are pretty full, and they're good-sized eggs. So I'm excited for this clutch updating. Other than that, does anyone have any questions or anything? I need a new calico female. My last one turned out to be a male instead. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. I hate it when I've had that happen a few times here, and it's just part of it, but it sucks. I think that all the time, Will. Do I need more snakes? No, but I want more. That's very fair. I just unboxed, I think, 9 animals. 9 animals on Saturday, and then Sunday I ended up coming home with another animal that was given to me to try and rescue it. I'm fingers crossed it pulls through. It'd be a really cool animal to have if it does, but my hopes aren't super high. My Cine Calico Hetcon was bought as male, turns out female. I would much rather have something male turn out female than female turn out male. That's, yeah. I think she's pretty. Vicky's calibees. I think I've seen those. They look really nice. Good thing you have another rack coming Saturday. You know, if I could just, like, live off of nothing, right, and be paid in racks, I would do that. Because it's like a never-ending issue. She is mean, but I can accept that. Yeah, you know, sometimes that happens. We have a few that, yeah, just kind of struggle that way. But all in all, things here are running smooth as can be, you know, all considering with Matt gone. Rachel would take the females. Yeah, I have 2 racks here and just ordered 2 more. It's literally like a never-ending battle of rack space, right? We got this rack, what, probably I don't know how long it's been. 2 months ago. It's already full. You know, we emptied out some space on some 70s, some 40s, and some 20s, and then we filled it up from grow ups and all that good stuff. So it's a never-ending nightmare, really. I was struggling to figure out where I was going to put that animal I brought home on Monday, but it works out. We'll figure it out, right? Worst case, I can always just sleep in my car and throw my bed out and put more racks and cages there, I guess. I wouldn't be opposed to that, really. I don't need a whole lot. Just a little small, tiny space, some room for my dog, and then the rest I'll use for animals. Wish you had calico. Well, we're got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus, I think we had another calico clutch cut, so we should have at least 7 to 9 calicos for sale this year. The new racks will fill up without adding animals. Yeah, that's fair. I'm getting ready to fork out serious money for a Tegu upgrade. Man, if you can, like those cages are expensive. So if you can and you've got the know-how, man, just get a couple 8x4 sheets and make your own box, and you'll save a lot of money that way. 4 weeks old, they don't even break the skin. You know, you say that, but I've had some that had some gnarly teeth on them, and I paid the price, not expecting that. I really did. Man, these lives go. That's the other thing I'm learning is between the YouTube videos and these live streams, I don't talk as much as Matt, and so these always are so much shorter, and so I'm trying to like, you know, drag it out so it, you know, is a little bit longer. It breaks down. I was bleeding all. Oh, red tail boas. Yeah, the red tail boas, man, those guys are always gnarly. Most people don't talk as much as Matt. Yeah, that's probably fair. I think that also just comes with being like, you know, they've been doing YouTube for 10 years now, right? I think 2013, maybe it was 2015, so 10 years. So being like, that just comes like naturally now, because that's something they have to do, is to get videos to a certain length to achieve certain markers and things like that. Whereas I'm not used to that, right? I could sit through an entire video and not say a word and let Matt do his thing, and nothing changes about the video length. So yeah, it's just something I gotta work on. So I built everything so far myself, just extra work after work. Yeah, and you know, even though like the pricing of wood right now is insane too, so it's not like you're saving a whole lot of money. You are saving some, but it still is brutal, and it hurts every time I have to go get lumber or something like that. You know, I remember when I built my first bearded dragon cage, it cost me like $50, and it was 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. Now that's not possible. Working on making some banana combos this year. Can't wait to see what combos I get. It's always exciting when you have a combo, like a couple multi-gene animals, and you don't know what combos you're gonna get. Like even this, just calico to bumblebee. You never know what you're gonna get, and it's really exciting. And you know, that's not a knock on like our pied to pied pairings. You know, it's still exciting, but it's not the same because I know what I'm gonna get. I know I should get pieds in every single baby. So it's a little more fun to cut these where I'm not quite sure. So there's a little bit of anticipation of like, what are we gonna hit? Prelay shed from Big Enchi. Hey, there you go. We have quite a few prelays and stuff. I think we're up to like ovulation number 49. Super Pastel Lesser Calico Girl is almost ready. And it's that weight too that's horrible. Like right when you hit like 1,000 grams, even 1,200 grams or whatever, that last 5 to 300 grams just feels like it takes so much longer than the first 1,000. I love Surinams. Surinams and Guyanas are some of the most beautiful red-tail boas. Now, they are true red-tail boas, so it makes sense, but they're probably some of my favorite localities. I used to have one at the shop that was like almost all as pure white, and then it had the most vibrant red tail, and I was really sad when we sold that thing. It was freaking awesome. Forever in the Sandlot voice. Yeah. It does feel like forever. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's just the impatience, man. I'm an impatient person. I am. I almost have to forget about something if I want to wait for it. So like, Saturday I had a really cool unboxing of animals, and Friday night just felt like it lasted forever. So, yeah, I don't have the room either because I'd like to have it where they're not near ball pythons, just to reduce on chances of something bad happening. And she pied to banana het pied. Well, good luck on that. Banana and she pieds are incredible. Jojo, we cut calico to bumblebee. There are seven. There were 7 eggs, 6 calicos, 2 or 3 with spider, maybe 1 with pastel, and then a normal possible calico. So we didn't really hit bad on the odds. No, only 1 normal, and some really nice looking calicos. So I'll take that. Yeah, calico kind of came in strong. I was really happy. Pastel didn't come in as strong as I'd like, and spider hit about even where you. Now calicos, that's the clutch that I'd really like to hit, like all spiders and all calicos, just because calico spiders look really great, and then you have the odds of getting a pastel in there. It looks even better. But that's just me. Some people may not feel that way. And there's a couple really, really high white calicos that might have pastel. Just seem to take forever to get to size. Yeah, and I've had some that were like right at that mark, and then they just go off feed, and then they never get there, and they have to wait another year, and it just feels, it's miserable. Sugar to Jungle Woma Spider. Definitely, Chad, if you are on, because I'm really struggling with names from Patreon to YouTube. If you are in Discord and Patreon, when that clutch hatches, please hit me up, because Jungle Woma is like probably one of my favorite co-dominant genes. And I'd really like to get back into that. But I'm waiting. I'm holding out for that perfect Jungle Woma female. Enchi Leopard double het clown pied to clown pied. Ooh. I will potentially be having a double het clown pied to double het clown pied clutch coming this year, which would be really nice. And I should have a Ultra Milk Clown clutch coming this year as well. Ah, sweet. Chad, definitely when that comes out, I'm really looking to find a nice Jungle Woma female. So the story on that is when I really first got into ball pythons many years ago, someone I was working with, Colin at the time, I bought a lesser Jungle Woma for a good amount of money because it was an adult. And he told me I got ripped off because he hadn't heard of Jungle Woma. So in his mind, he thought it was a lesser Woma with a jungle, we used to call paradoxing or just unique looking normals that don't pass on anything genetic. We just call those jungles. So he thought it was just a lesser Woma that had a jungle aberrant pattern, and he didn't see Woma in it, so he just thought it was a lesser that I just got cheated on. And when I tried to explain that Jungle Woma was his own gene, like there was a dispute on that, and so I bought a male because I really just wanted it to make bells. I really didn't care about Jungle Woma at the time. Then I bought a male just to make a super Jungle Woma to prove him wrong. And obviously, unfortunately, Colin passed away before I could do that. And then ever since then, I've just been super obsessed with Jungle Woma. I love that. So I'd like to get back to breeding Jungle Womas again because they are a really cool, unique gene that's not well worked with. I have a lot of cool things I think they would do with certain genes. Again, I think every gene has a chance to be an amazing gene if paired to the right stuff. Even a gene you hate. Like, I really don't care about Monsoon. I probably should. I just don't care. To me, it just looks like and I could be wrong on this, right? But to me, it just looks like a really wacky pinstripe. And so it doesn't really do it for me. Now, I think there's some things that you could pair it to that would look insane. But right now, it's just meh, Sunset. I was that way with Sunset. I've seen Sunset online, and I was just like, I don't care about this gene. And then I saw one in person, and it blew me away. It was insane. So I think everything has a chance to shine, no matter how much you dislike it, and it just has to be paired to the right stuff. Pairing Blackhead Calico to Gargoyle Poss Leopard. That would be a really nice clutch because Gargoyle is what? Lace cinnamon? I know it's it's an 8-ball. It's either cinnamon black pastel to like het red or lace black back or something like that. possible leopard. That'd be really cool. Clutch with the calico floating in there. That would be awesome. So, does anyone else have any other questions or anything? If not, we'll probably start sliding over to Patreon. Kind of talk about what we're gonna plans with this clutch, a few other things, and then probably slide off after that so I can do my daily cleaning and get Gargoyles, Het Red Egg, Xanthic, Cinnamon. Perfect, thank you. I always get those because to me, cinnamon and black pastel are basically the same thing. I know they slightly look different, but that's because they've been kept separate in my opinion. And then there's Het Red Xanthic and Lace Black Back, which I think are the same thing in my opinion again. So I get those all mixed up. Have I gotten to triple recessives yet? No. I'm working on that. I've got, like I said, I've got I've got a lot of double recessive projects I'm working on that would then be able to make triple recessives. We got like the Ultramel Clowns, Clown Pieds, and Desert Ghost Kryptons. So when those breed, I'll be trying to make Desert Ghost, Krypton, Pieds. Or Ultramel, yeah. Desert Ghost, Kryptons, Pied, Ultramel. So I guess quads eventually. But those would be like the major thing. I also have a Clown, possible head albino. If she proves out, I'd be looking at Toffino, Kryptons that I'd be trying to make, and then throw that in with Pieds and, you know, maybe Desert Ghosts and stuff like that. So Kryptons, triple recessives are on the plan, but I haven't got there yet. Still kind of laying the groundwork in a lot of different double recessives, so that way the triple recessives come a little bit easier than, you know, so I'm not doing triple het to triple het. I would have a visual clown that's double het or triple het bred to a visual clown that's, so at the very least I would hit a clown that's possible triple het for, you know, whatever, all 3 or 4 or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if that made sense. I kind of rambled a little bit there. Recessives, in your opinion, are the future. I agree. They also just hold back a lot of value. They hold value better. Now, I don't think pure recessives, right? Because I think hitting things like calibees and things like that are just great to do anyways. They're just single gene pieds, stuff like that. Have you thought about genetic testing for specific animals? In what way, Will? Because I'm getting ready to send off the shed for that albino, if that's what you're asking about. I am. I actually bought the test like in December. I just keep forgetting to send a shed. I actually have one set aside that I keep making a mental note to send, but I still haven't done that. Don't talk about Kryptons. They make me sad because I don't have any yet. Well, we should have at least 2 clutches that could make Kryptons this year, so there's a chance, man. There's a chance. Yeah, I'm all for genetic testing. I keep forgetting. I'm going to be honest. There is so much going on here, especially now that Matt's gone, that sometimes I forget to, like, I don't know, eat food, and it's kind of becoming a problem. So I will eventually get to that tested, but at this rate, it could very well possible I just breed it to the Toffino next year and find out instead of testing because I keep forgetting. I'm worried that recessive ball pythons will eventually turn into corn snakes that you can breed to random snakes and get 5 different morphs. Yes and no, right? Like, I could see why that would be an issue because there's recessives you don't want in other recessives. Like, I don't want caramel, period. But I also don't want, like, I don't know. But I can see why that's a problem. But at the same time, like, I think to me that would be really cool because that means, you know, everybody has access to all these different morphs and it's fun and it's good. To me, I don't necessarily see it as all bad, but I can see where it could be bad. Some people say it's not worth it because of price. Yes and no, right? Because, like, I'll be honest, if you have a possible Het Desert Ghost Clown pairing, like, some of that stuff's going for a lot of money. So to me, you know, adding that extra value might be worth it. It just kind of depends. If you're testing for, like, Het Ghost, where Ghost adds, like, I don't know, $25, it's probably not worth it. That is true. And that's a funny story about, you mentioned that corn snakes. I was thinking about this. I had someone bring me a clutch of, I think it was 9 eggs. They bought an albino male and an anery female from different pet shops, and they thought that the male and female could live together, or the two males could live together happily. And one turned out female, and they had a bunch of eggs. They brought them to me, told me I could keep them. I cut them, and I got snows and different combinations of recessives that weren't even known in the parents. They were bought from different places. First experience with corns was terrible. That's rough to have. I'm planning on testing some of mine for the simple fact that if they aren't the hets they're supposed to be for, or could possibly be, then there's no reason for me to keep them. I also think that's another like really good point to genetics, right? Beyond the value of selling babies for a little more, it might be worth it to not raise a baby for 2.5 years to breed it and find out that it's not even het for what you want it to be, right? Like that, I got a bumblebee, 66% het clown, 50% het pied, 50% het VPI xanthic. I'm going to test that thing, right? Because it'd be worthwhile for me. So that way, I don't know, 2.5 years from now, I don't breed it to a double het clown pied and never make clown pies and can't figure out why. I did think I thought I saw gray rider reptiles in here, which is actually really, really cool because I'm pretty sure gray riders. Do you have TikTok? I think I may have been following you without even knowing I was following you. And then someone had mentioned something, and I saw a TikTok, and I'm almost positive I have you on TikTok and didn't even know it. Rather put that money in than waste it. Yeah, definitely. Or just the excitement, right? Because sometimes it is disappointing when you try and breed out a pos het and it turns out not, and then you're starting over. Now, if you have multiple pos het females, then it might not be as bad because odds are eventually one will prove out, right? But if you just have one, then it's like, meh. But yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. But other than that, things are going fine here. No more baby rattlesnakes so far. These guys did shed out. But there's two, possibly three others that should be laying. So we'll have hopefully have a bunch of baby rattlesnakes. They even got some cool genetics. There's an albino, a caramel albino, and a melanistic that I believe is caramel albino. I don't think it's regular melanistic, but again, we'll see as we get older. I missed something. Take my black. Both are supposed to be het pied. 2 clutches, no pied. Oh, honestly, that's not even bad odds. I've had a visual to het that had 7 eggs, and then a het to het that had 8 eggs and did not get a visual pied at all. Not a single one. And then I later genetic tested it and it proved out het. So it could just be bad odds, to be honest. Het to het is still it's tough, man. I know it's a pretty viable option in a lot of cases, especially working double recessive, but there's other recessives like Sunset and Monsoon and a billion other really expensive recessives that I love that het to het is a tough one though. Kiss the Gila monsters for me when you clean in water. I'll pass on that one, actually. I appreciate the offer. And you know what, though, Dennis? You come down anytime, and I'll make sure you have that opportunity to do that. So, all right, guys. It's been kind of slow on the questions, so I am going to go ahead and slide over to Patreon, talk about what we're going to do with this, some other things, chat for a little bit, and then head on. So, I appreciate you all for stopping by. We'll see you all later.